Okay, so we're back in the old break room once again, and I want to keep plugging away at this. But I should probably say that when I say break room, I don't really mean break room. Not in the sense where it's like a place for employees or staff. It's just a place where I can have a clean area, where I can put my computer in and have a microwave and a coffee machine, a place to sit down, eat lunch, that kind of thing. So, yeah. And a little bit of news as well. So do you remember Bob that helped me learn how to glaze the windows? He's coming back, and we're gonna do a little more work, which is pretty awesome to have some help. This door keeps, can you hear that creaking door? It's the brown shoe ghosts. It's Halloween time almost. I don't know when I'll be uploading this video. It might be a while. But anyway, I thought it would be awesome to power wash this room. And in order for that to happen, I've got to get a few things taken care of. So one thing is the drains. Another thing is I've got all that extra nonsense up there going on that I want to get out. And these drains are clogged to the brim. I don't even know if it's possible to clean them out. Okay, quick side note. You see these wooden boards on the wall? These were the battens for the plywood that I tore down. And they were the source of the #1 most commented thing of all time on my channel, which was, those things have got to go. They look horrible on the wall. And yeah, so I had this idea for this artwork that I want to hang on the wall, and I don't know where I'm going to hang it yet, so I haven't pulled these down because I want to take advantage of that stuff for mounting the artwork up. Once I do that, rest assured, anything else that's visible is going to be coming down. So I really wanted to add that because I got so many comments. So let's check this guy out here. Yep, super full, clogged to say the least. Here's another one, also clogged. And then, well, here's a third one over here. Let's check it. Yep, full. And I think there's even a drain under that pile right there. That drain is really full. So I'm gonna give it the old college try, see if I can get those cleared out. But if not, I'm not gonna feel defeated. I'm just gonna see about getting a shop vac and do like 2 minutes of spraying and then 10 minutes of shop vacuuming the water and see if we can get it done that way. No promises though, because he may come here and we decide to work on something else. But just in case, because that's like a project on my wish list, I'm at least going to be prepared. I'm going to do as much as I can to get the room ready, and we'll see what happens from there. So first things first, I want to start at the top and work down. I won't spend too much time on it because I think I've talked about it in like 3 or 4 other videos. I've got this sprinkler system here, and it's awesome. It's got the main through line, and then it's got these perpendicular pipes, and they're heavy cast iron pipes. So the great thing is that they look so industrial, and they'll be the perfect place to hang like track lighting almost. So I'm gonna hang some Benjamin style porcelain enamel steel lamps. And yeah, I don't have to worry about how to mount them. I've already got the track up. So the chain hoist is still there from when I brought this down. And a user, I can't remember the username of the person. I'm gonna have to look that up, and I'll put that here at the bottom of the screen. Sent me an awesome picture of a very similar tank to this that they found at the bottom of, or the topper at the bottom of Niagara Falls when they shut it off to do renovations. So the water all drained out, and they found a tank just like that. And I'm gonna try to post a picture here. And when I saw it, I'm like, man, that's so awesome. And I've kind of grown partial to this. I was asking you guys what I should make out of this, like chairs or like cut it in half and make 2 sinks. But darn it, I kind of like it just the way it is. So, and it's not hurting anything. And I've got plenty of other projects to work on. So I think what I'll end up doing is just cleaning it, maybe while that power washer is here. And then I can clear coat it, and I'll just leave it sitting in the corner. It'll look great in this industrial space. So, yeah. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Instead of cutting, I might be able to just pop those off, and that could come down in a single piece. So there's one there and one here. And then over there it's just sitting on that guy. However, it's coming through the wall right there, so I'm gonna have to cut it off. But just one cut, that's not too bad. I can live with that. Okay, unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to get it. But I got this little grabby grabber thing. It's for pulling nails, but it grabs anything. And this tape here with the holes on it, it's like steel. And these are notoriously tough sons of guns to tear. So, but the screw that's holding it in, I'm hoping will just pop right out. So, let's see here. Yeah, it's tough. There we go. Okay. Yeah. One out and one to go. It was connected with just this single nail, which was no match for the nail puller. So then I just want to get that one right there. And hopefully I'll be able to rotate it at that point and then push up from the bottom. It'll open that cut up so that it won't bite the blade. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit tricky to pull out. So first of all, it's on the opposite side. And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to give it a shot. I think I'm going to have to cut that guy because it's all the way up there. They couldn't even get a hammer in to hit it, and so they just drove the nail in pretty far and then bent it over. And so it's going to be a heck of a thing. So, okay, so we got to cut. But there we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm sorry my filming on this project leaves a little bit to be desired. I was up on the ladder and I'm thinking, man, I need to put this camera down. I'm gonna get in an accident. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna show you in stages what I've got complete. And it's getting really late in the day. So I think I'm gonna call it a day and stuck. And I'll be back at it tomorrow, so. So you might remember in a recent video, our local municipality is auctioning off a couple of bucket trucks. And a lot of people commented that they're not high enough to get to the top of the building. And I was actually aware of that because I asked them the height. And though they're not tall enough to get to the top of the building, they are tall enough for me to work on the second floor windows all the way around, which will be a gigantic step ahead for me. So in the meantime, I can eventually sell them and buy something that will go a little bit higher, and then I can be actually working on it in the meantime. So I've decided to go for it and put in a modest bid. So very modest. Bud, I need your help with something, okay? We're gonna try to win a bucket truck, and Daddy's gonna send in a bid on the bucket truck. Hey, hold on a second. Okay, we're trying to win a bucket truck. Give it a kiss. Mwah! Good job. That's going to be our lucky bid. Are we going to win? Well, until we do, this is going to have to hold you over, okay? Mommy's taking your attention. Okay, man, it's a little bit cold. I love fall weather. It's pretty chilly this morning. So a little bit different subject matter today. So if, a lot of people out there don't know me much beyond the YouTube channel here, but since I would say 1998, 1999 or so, I've been doing a lot of traveling. I spent a couple years in Russia. I spent a lot of time in Poland and Italy, quite a bit of time in Mongolia, just kind of all over the place. And as a result of that, I basically have lived pretty much out of a duffel bag. So everything that I owned, with the exception of camera gear and stuff, could fit into a duffel bag. So I live a very Spartan lifestyle, and I just don't have a lot of stuff, and I've never had a lot of stuff. So there is one thing that I do have, and it's my pride and joy, and love it to death, and it's this guy right here. And it's the one thing that I kind of own, other than the building, and other than the stuff that can fit in a few duffel bags. It's been in storage for several years now. So I've been spending most of my time in Poland. I got a new baby, and I haven't been in the States very much to ride it. And this thing has been in storage now for a few years. So I thought, darn it, it's not doing any good sitting in a shipping container. I need to get that sent to Poland where I can actually sit on it and ride on it and have some fun with it again. So today I pulled it out and I'm trying to get it started. It's been sitting for a couple years, and I'm not a mechanic, so I guess probably it needs carbs cleaned, needs a few things, but it won't start. When I hook it up to a jumper, it turns over, everything's great, but it just won't start. So getting ready to fly back to Poland at the moment, and I don't have time to take it to a mechanic or anything. So I think I'm just gonna ship it and have a mechanic look at it when it gets to Poland. So yeah. But the cool thing is, all I have to do is take it to the shipper, drop it off, and it shows up in Poland. So I thought I would share a little bit about how that process works. If you are thinking about shipping a motorcycle or a vehicle or anything to Europe, how you can do that. So, okay. Man, this thing is dirty. It's been in storage, like I said, for years. And okay, pops on. All right. That didn't sound good. Not quite enough power to crank it, so we'll give it a minute. Okay, that's 1 minute. I'm pretty impatient. Okay. So, not happening at the moment. I'm gonna let it charge for a while. Probably the battery needs to be thrown away and a new battery put in. But yeah, I think this is like I said, this is something to do once it gets to Poland, because I'll take it up on a trailer, drop it off, and it's ready to go. I don't have to do anything else. Just have to make sure there's no fuel in it. And because I can't run it out of fuel to the reserve tank, I might have to pump that out or release it, but yeah. So I'm not a mechanic, but I watched on YouTube that you can get some starter spray and spray it in here and see if it will help it start up. So that's going to be the extent of what I try. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to send it to the mechanic when it gets to Poland. Well, yeah, okay. So it really wants to start. It just needs to be cleaned out, and I'm gonna have to have somebody professional do that because I don't trust myself, to be honest. So yeah, I'll get that done in Poland. Okay, got it back together. So I leave on Thursday for Poland, and it's currently Saturday, and all the paperwork is not set. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this shipped on this trip or if I'm going to have to wait till the next one. So the bike was in storage in Arizona, and I was here paying it off. Finally got it paid off about, I think, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And they sent me the title. I was in Poland, and I never changed it to an Illinois title, which is my current mailing contact US address. One of the rules for exporting a vehicle is it has to be registered. You can't send a vehicle that's not registered unless it's like parts or damaged or whatever. So I needed to register the bike, and they wouldn't register it with an Arizona title, so I had to apply for the title change. It's currently registered and insured, so I could theoretically drive it if I wanted to, if I could get it started. But they took that title, and one of the documents that you need in order to ship it is a valid original title. It can't be a copy. So the shipper is working with customs at the moment to see if we can ship it, because I have a documentation that I applied for the new title, and we're trying to see if that will validate ownership. Theoretically, it should be able to, but we won't know anything until Monday. I fly on Thursday. It would take a whole day to drive it to Chicago and back, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to ship it. If I'm not, by the time I get back next time, I'll have all the paperwork, and then I can just take it. So you drop it off in Chicago. They load it on a pallet, stick it in a container, and then 3.5 weeks later, it shows up in Warsaw, Poland. So there's Brevenhaven in Germany. There's Gdansk and Gdynia in Poland. This actually shows up all the way in Warsaw. So they do some overland delivery. I don't live in Warsaw. It's like a 3-hour drive. So, but yeah, 3 hours to drop it off, and then when it arrives, 3 hours to go pick it up. So if you have the paperwork, it's pretty straightforward. And in a little bit here, I'll tell you exactly what it requires in order to ship a vehicle. Okay, so we got these drains to clean out. The room has to be swept out and prepped. And when Bob gets here, if he's willing to work on that with me, then we'll be able to actually power wash this room. So really looking forward to that. And thanks, guys. I'll see you next week. And when we come back, we'll be dealing with the drains. So talk to you soon. Bye-bye.